What's up, you guys? This is J-Young02 back with another video today. And in this video today, of course, if you saw the title, then we're going to be talking about the Golden State Warriors. Now look, man, the Warriors, they're figuring out things now. Things are getting back on the right track for them. Klay Thompson is, despite everything he's gone through, he's looking like Klay Thompson again, especially after the comments Charles Barkley said about him. He pretty much just transformed from that point on, and he's been playing really good along this stretch. I think he's averaging over 20 points a game in the last 3-4 games, something like that. I can't remember, but he's been playing very, very well as well. And the Warriors overall, they're still not the highest ranked team in the Western Conference right now. They are the 9th seed right now, but they are now over 500, 11-10 record. They just beat the Timberwolves today. A very disappointing Timberwolves team that I definitely will be talking about very soon. But looking at the Warriors, the first thing I want to talk about, despite some of their struggles, first thing I want to talk about with that is James Wiseman. Now, as we all know, James Wiseman has been sent down to the G League, and I think that it was the best decision for the Warriors to do so. Looking at it from a beneficial standpoint, he can really get his reps in. He can really truly just warm up, because let's be real, when he was in college dealing with that whole situation, he didn't really play like that. And then getting into the NBA, he was hurt, didn't play for a while, came back, and just not really the most consistent. And looking at him now, he hasn't really had a lot of NBA playing within him. And I think going back to G League can really definitely help him, really give and help find his identity. Because if you look at and see the way that he's playing, he's not a great defender for the Warriors, and he's not really the greatest offensive threat either. The only beneficial thing he has is his size, but he's even utilizing that correctly as well. And, the Warriors are a much better team with him off the court than he is on the court. He drops their offensive ranking by so much. And overall, when you look at him, he's just not really there. Like I said before, he doesn't really have an identity yet on the basketball court. And I don't think that he's a bust. I don't think that he's, that he was the wrong player. But at the same time, if things don't really work out, a change of scenery could be best for him. Going on another young team with a bunch of other young talented players would definitely be beneficial for him, because he can grow and develop. Because the thing is, you can always go to the G League, but the thing is, you're playing against lower ranking competition. Most guys there are just trying to find themselves and trying to prove something that they can play in the NBA. And for Wiseman right now, he's just not really good on the Warriors specifically, because the Warriors are obviously a team that are trying to win now. And getting Wiseman, was a big asset for them and for their future, but he's not really playing to the level that they want him to play at right now, let's just being honest. So, he may be traded by the deadline, or they may bring him back and really just see if things work out then. But we all know, hopefully things do. And also Jordan Poole. Let's not get, Jordan Poole, he's been kind of inconsistent. I think a lot of it really has to do with the fact that really teams have kind of more figured him out more, because, he kind of came out of nowhere. He was always pretty decent, but last year really did came out of nowhere and really just lit things up for the Warriors. He was a big asset, and he got this contract especially. So a lot of expectations and things have been placed on him, and we expect a lot more from him as well. So, there's a lot more pressure on him. Before, there really wasn't much pressure on him, but now there is, because, he's playing at such a high level. And not only that, but he got that massive contract. Let's not forget about the situation with him and Draymond Green, And yeah, that's another question. Many people don't know yet if this is going to be Draymond Green's, last year or not on the Warriors. I really don't know that answer, to be honest. And also, speaking back again in regards of the Warriors' young talent, Jonathan Kuminga, another player who still really has a lot of room to definitely grow. I believe he had 0 points in the game against the Utah Jazz, but he's still growing as a player. He's a raw prospect, let's be real. Coming in, he didn't have all the skills and tools, but he has the right frame to really build on what he has, and he still has a lot of room to really grow as a player. Really, I think the only guys that have really been truly consistent so far this season for the Warriors are Andrew Wiggins and Stephen Curry. They both have been playing very, very well. And, I think for the Warriors, let's be real, they also had acquired several new role players as well on their team. So, you know, this isn't the same team from last year. They're still a very, very expensive team, the most expensive team in the NBA. But let's be real, in order to win NBA championships, you're going to have to do that. The Clippers are another example. They have a lot of depth and talent. They're a very expensive team. So as the Warriors. They're willing to spend that money, the luxury tax and all that, to really make their team the best that they can be. But compared to last year, you know, their team last year, especially with their depth, it was so much deeper. They had Otto Porter Jr., they had Gary Payne. They had so many good players on their depth chart. Compared to this season, you know, they have some pretty decent players. Dante DiVincenzo isn't really that bad. Von Looney has definitely played very, very well for them this year. And I mean, Jermichael Green, I really don't got nothing to say. He's not really been that good for the Warriors this year, to be honest. But other than that, you know, they just have to figure things out with this team. They have a lot of talent, let's be real. We all know that. But their depth isn't truly the same as it once was. But I still think they can figure everything out. I mean, they have in the past and they can now. This team, you know, they're really now starting to find their stride. Like I said, once Klay Thompson, you know, he's starting to play like how Klay once was, which is still really incredible to see. We're now seeing the Warriors really play at a very, very, very high level. I mean, most of their problems will disappear once we see Klay starting to play at that high level. I mean, tonight, I believe he had 21 points, 8 for 13 shooting, 5 of 8 from 3. He had a really good night overall against the Timberwolves. And I just think with time, things will get better for them. By the All-Star break especially, we're going to see this team, I think they're going to be striding and they're going to be playing some of the best basketball. Curry, you know, he's unguardable right now. Let's be real. He's been playing his lights out and he's been playing like an MVP candidate at the age of 34, averaging 31.7 points per game. Absolutely insane. But I think the Warriors will figure things out. I think Jordan Poole, with time, he will start to be more efficient from the field and his game will get better. And I think that things will work out. And hopefully the situation as well with James Wiseman, if he's not still playing at the level and they do bring him back, they may end up just trading him once the deadline comes. It's probably the best thing they can do because let's be real, he may just not be good enough for them and what they need right now. Just being honestly. But yeah, man. That's all I can really say right now because it's still the beginning of the NBA season and it's still so much more left to go. And I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.